Before we go any further, I need to warn you about something. There is one mistake that kills Scrum for non-technical teams, and it usually happens before the third sprint is over. Teams make this mistake, struggle through a few cycles, and then someone says, Scrum doesn't work for us, and they quit. I've watched entire departments abandon Scrum in under a month. Why? Because they copied IT's playbook instead of building their own. The mistake has a name, and I call it copy-paste Scrum. Here is what happens. A company decides to roll out Scrum across departments. The IT team has been using it for years. So leadership says, just do what the software team does. And the marketing team, the HR team, the operations team, they just copy. They copy the board layout, they copy the meeting format, they copy how user stories are written, word for word. And it falls apart. And why does it fail? Because what works for a team shipping codes does not work for a team launching a campaign, hiring 12 roles, or redesigning a patient intake process. When a marketing team tries to run a sprint exactly like a coding team, they do not fail at Scrum, they fail at imitation. Now let me show you what copy-paste Scrum looks like so you can spot it. A software team writes a user story like this. As a user, I want to reset my password so that I can access my account. Clean, specific, one action. An HR team copies the format and writes, as HR, I want to improve onboarding. That's not a user story, this is a wish. It has no specific person being served, no clear action, and no definition of done. But nobody told them that, because the template they copied was built for software. Here's another one. A software team runs a daily Scrum meeting with the developers, talk about pull requests, code reviews, and deployment blockers. An operations team copies that meeting, and now people are standing in cycle, they usually stand in cycle, and say, I worked on stuff yesterday, I will work on more stuff today, no blockers. It adds nothing, it wastes time, and after 3 weeks, the team stops showing up and blames the framework. That is not a Scrum, that's a failure. This is a translation failure. And if Scrum has ever felt broken on your team, it was not because your team is incapable, it's because nobody translated it for you. So, how do you know if your team is stuck in copy-paste Scrum right now? It's 4 signs. Number 1, if you're asked 3 people on your team what that means, you would get 3 different answers. Number 2, your user stories are vague wishes with no real person being served. Number 3, your stand-up feels like a status report for the boss, not a sync that helps the team. And 4, if someone asked you to explain the purpose of a sprint planning in 1 sentence, you could not do it without using a word you heard from a software team. If any of those sounds familiar, you are not failing, you are copy-pasting. And the fix is not to try harder, it's to translate. Copy-paste Scrum copies what teams do on the surface. Translated Scrum keeps the structure and changes the language. Same framework, same principle. But expressing it in your words with your examples for your work. So let me show you the difference in 10 seconds. In a software daily Scrum meeting, you ask, what did you ship? In a marketing daily Scrum meeting, what did you publish? In HR, what candidate moved forward? In operations, what process change went live? Same question, 4 different translations. Each one is instantly clear to the person answering. This is what translation does look like, and it is exactly what this course is built on. Every lecture from here forward uses what I call the translation layer. 3 steps. First, I explain the concept in plain English. Then I show you what it looks like in your world: marketing, HR, operations, healthcare, government, you name it. Then I give you the specific action to take before your next meeting. Plain English, your world, your action every time. If you avoid this one mistake, if you translate instead of copy, you are already ahead of most non-technical teams trying Scrum. So here is your action. Think about one thing your team has tried to copy from another department or from a software team. Meeting format, a tool, a process, whatever. And ask yourself honestly, did we translate it or did we just paste it? That answer tells you exactly where the problem started. Translating Scrum correctly starts with the roles, because when the roles are misunderstood, every meeting, every artifact, every sprint inherits that confusion. That is where we go next.